Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of The Devil's Due. I am your host, Carl Duty. Court is now in session. With me, as always, is the man who's had enough of Wahlburgers, so is going to open Metalla Burgers, Mr. Drew Celestino.
Well, I can't do that. They'd have to do that. That's patent infringement, and I'm not going to cross Metallica's lawyers, sir.
I think that's wise foreign policy. I think you could convince them to do that.
Maybe
if Budweiser can convince them to lend their name to a beer, I'm sure you can convince them to lend their name to a restaurant.
Yeah, I'm not on their level, so they would probably balk at that. But if a major player threw it up there, they might consider it. Maybe. Nah, Kiss would. I don't think Metallica would.
Oh, the surprise Kiss hasn't already. And then charge you a licensing fee every time you look at their logo in the restaurant.
Yeah, you don't even look at it. You gotta pay.
You gotta pay.
You gotta pay.
Pay.
Yeah. No.
Here we are, folks, in a post-Comic-Con haze, sorting through all the news and announcements and the of that usually comes with San Diego Comic-Con.
A little bit of that.
Little bit. So that's kind of going to be our show for you this week. So let's get right into it. Drew, sir.
Hey.
Your opening statements. How was your week?
It was good, man. I had a little birthday there it was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, last Thursday, I believe. I did nothing. It was fantastic. Kicked back and watched not the opening night, but I kicked back and watched some G1. That is the New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax
as you
tournament.
Mentioned the past couple weeks.
That's correct.
In the Omega.
It's been fantastic. The wrestling is once you start watching this, there is no going back. It's the really real world. Ain't no going back.
Do you think you might come to a point where you would stop watching WWE altogether?
It's funny you should say that. Jay Gelsomino gave me 4 weeks after the G1 opening night. He's like, after this, I give you 4 weeks until you can't watch WWE anymore. It took about a week, and I'm already contemplating just giving up.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta leave a bad relationship.
I'm coming to that point, I think. It's unless something radical happens, I don't see the point anymore.
If you're the only one doing all the work in the relationship.
Let me tell you what, I'm heavily weighing it. Not even that heavily. It's on my mind. Like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore watching this subpar product. I'm not the only one. That much I know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people out there are kind of turning the channel and just, I mean, the ratings are plummeting, so that's known. So, like, if there's this other really awesome, viable alternative, guess what? I'm gonna go over there for a little while. So, yeah. Anyway, I watched the G1, my birthday, and the weekend. We didn't have a traditional game night. You were not here, but we did. My friend Colin came over and Alan came over. We played some Puyo Puyo Tetris, which was pretty awesome. Me, Jen, Colin, and Alan got things got heated. Things got a little heated.
What is Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Well, Puyo Puyo is like this. I don't know what it is exactly, but there's like 2 modes in the game. So there's like Tetris, which is Tetris. And then there is the Puyo Puyo mode, which is kind of like Dr. Mario, but not real. It's more like that, where you got to match colors. And like as many colors touch each other, you can knock those out. But it's not. They don't have to be in straight lines. They can just be like in any pattern. You can connect them. It'll kill all that and the blocks drop, etc. So I'm not as big a fan of that. But the Tetris got heated. So I did pretty well in Tetris. I've played a game of Tetris or two in my time. So
was there a grand champion of the evening?
Not really. No, but then we, Jackbox. You know Jackbox.
Yeah.
We discovered Guespionage on Jackbox, which apparently we've never played before for whatever reason.
Was it the same one we have been playing in the previous?
We have never played Guespionage before.
Okay, but it's in the
package
Jackbox
though. Yes, it's in
version.
Jackbox for the Switch. And wow, we need to play that more. It's pretty good.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, good little game there. Not quite as reliant on drawings of boobs and other illicit things like other Jackbox games, but no, good solid addition to that package, and that was refreshing. Let's see here. Saturday, I'm drawing a blank for some reason. But Sunday, I took the wife and I took Emma and Mila down to the Outer Harbor. I've never been down there before.
Yeah?
That's nice out there. You been out there?
I've been at I don't think I've been at Outer Harbor. I've gone to the skating rink.
You got to go out to the Outer Harbor. Little beach. You got green space. They had food trucks down there. There was a consumers beverages. There was a little shack where you can get beer and food and
coffee.
Nice little no coffee.
Come on, you missed it.
Beer,
coffee,
beer,
COBE.
No, it's cool down there, man. If anyone has never been to the Outer Harbor, I take a nice day and go on out there. Take a little walk. Nice. Very nice. So that was cool. And that's really been the gist of my week. And now I'm here. So
cool.
There we have it. Yeah, another year older, another year wiser, and another year more bitter and dug into my ways.
Yeah.
Just
new stuff
wait.
is not for Drew.
I like new stuff. It's
Nope.
got to pass the sniff test. That's all.
You just said before we started.
I like new stuff, but it's got to be good new stuff. You can't just it's new. You'll like it. Like no. The older you get, like your bar is your bar is your bar.
I get.
You got to clear the bar. I've seen some things.
There's certain things that once you reach a certain age, you kind of stop exploring new in.
Right.
For me, it's music.
I'm not there yet because I'm always on the hunt for new music.
Yeah.
I really make it a point.
Music is not as huge a passion for me as it is for you.
Okay, I feel that.
I can understand where, because I was having this discussion with a couple friends of mine at a bar a couple months ago. It's still within recent times.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned that, like, because, my favorite band is Guns N' Roses.
Right.
And they're coming to the New Era Stadium, Ralph Wilson Stadium.
The Nerf.
Whatever. Yeah. The Bills Stadium. And my friends were shocked that I wasn't going to the concert.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, tickets are crazy expensive for any decent space on the field. I don't want to sit in the bleachers because I don't want to essentially watch the band on TV. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a huge concert goer to begin with.
That's a cynical way to look at it. But
I don't like being pushed in with people like sardines. Third point is...
Okay,
hold on a second.
Okay.
Third point is, as much as I love Guns N' Roses, not always the best live band. Axl's voice is more miss than hit. And that was back in his prime.
I don't know. The reviews for the recent stuff has been pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they're back out there touring. It gives me warm feels in the heart to, know that they're reunited, and there's rumors of a new album this year.
Wait a minute.
Even like, listen, you're talking to a guy who bought Chinese Democracy on day it was released.
That was the Scab band, though. This is like,
no, I know.
This is more 3/5 of the original band.
But see, here's the thing. Also, thing taken in consideration is the price for the ticket. I'm married now. I've got a kid.
Yeah.
That money can be better allocated to other places. But again, we get into the ranking of the passion.
Sure.
Like if
Don't ask me what I spent on Metallica tickets.
Yeah, no, I'm not. You know what? I wouldn't begrudge you that, because that's like at the top of the list of your passions.
Yeah.
Now, if I had, like, let's say for a side note, if I had a chance to meet like Frank Miller or Stan Lee or someone of that scale at a con, and you know how much those VIP packages are for,
they're pricey.
If it's the same price as a Guns N' Roses ticket, you know what? I'm buying the Frank Miller or Stan Lee package because comics rate higher for me in passions than music does.
Totally fair. So
yeah. Where did we start?
How did we get on this?
I don't know. You had just finished up your week.
Yeah. Well, something about being bitter and older. Oh, the bar is the bar.
Yeah.
So, it takes a little more effort to get over the bar for me nowadays.
Yeah.
So I poo-poo a lot of stuff, unfortunately. But the stuff that's really good, I still mark out for. So,
You're hesitant to try new things in certain arenas more so than other arenas.
I guess.
Like if someone comes up to you and says, hey, there's this really good new beer, would you like to try it?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
I got to see what the hype's about.
But like if someone says, hey, check out this new movie, it's really good.
That's a 2-hour commitment.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's harder.
Yeah.
Because not for nothing, but it's
time
rare for me.
Time is
Yeah. Man, I got things going on.
Wait, you saw a movie this week?
I did. Oh my God, how did I blew past that?
Well, you're getting older.
I am getting older. It is happening. I saw the new Apes movie.
Memory fades.
Something like that. War for the Planet of the Apes.
How was it?
It's fantastic. Go
Is
see
it good?
Yes,
yeah, I
very
definitely
good.
do want to see it.
If you liked which God, I can never remember which one comes first. Dawn.
No, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Because I always know which one comes first because I always say the names are in the wrong order.
Okay, so it's Rise,
then Dawn.
and
then Dawn.
Okay,
it should be Dawn and then Rise because the sun dawns and then it rises. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hope so. Well, anyway,
yeah,
it's if you liked the last one, be it whatever it's called.
That was Dawn of the Planet.
Okay, if you like that, this is easily as good, maybe better. I'm not sure. Just again with these movies, man, they are excellent. They're just the bar of quality is.
They don't have the right. They
shouldn't be this good, but they are.
Yeah.
So man, what just good stuff. Well made film. You emotionally connect to non-talking apes.
Dude, it's Andy Serkis, man.
Oh, he's great. And he's great. And I kept a little close eye on the construction of the film, given that Matt Reeves is directing Batman next.
The Batman.
I'm sorry, whatever.
Well, I mean,
yeah. So, that guy knows his way. He knows his way around a picture. So, excellent score too, and great use of the score in the movie.
Who did the score?
Michael Giacchino.
Okay,
he does a lot of stuff now. You see his name all over the place. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, just great movie, and no spoilers, but a fitting conclusion to the trilogy. And if you want it can kind of dovetail into the originals if you want it.
That's what I've heard. And that's good, because that's essentially what these movies are. They're prequels to the original.
Yes and no. If you want them to be, they are, but they're not really.
They can still stand on their own.
Oh, easily. Totally. Yeah. And they do. But it's there if you want it. But it's like, that's how. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, just great. Highly recommended. Definitely check it out if you have the time.
Cool.
Again, time.
Yeah.
I still have to see Wonder Woman. I feel bad that I haven't at this point, honestly, because time.
Do you feel bad?
I do.
Drew?
No, I do, because I do want to see it. I've seen other flicks this summer, and just something either come up, or Spider-Man comes out, or Apes comes out, and it's like I can't do all the things I have to.
Yeah.
So I'm trying. I will find a way.
Yeah.
I will find a way.
Drew finds a way.
He will try. So anyway, that officially was my week.
All right. Cool. So my week, relatively uneventful.
Okay.
Had the vacation.
Yeah.
Just kind of relaxed and just decompressed. Much needed mental break. Towards the end of the vacation, Julie and William caught some sniffles. So not like full-blown severe cold, but coughing and congestion.
Yeah.
So that's what prevented me from being at a game night Friday night. No. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think that was pretty much. I had I had a good night of X-Wing games Thursday night.
I was going to say there's got to be some kind of X-Wing.
Oh, yeah. This is...
Was there not some new ships
That was
announced?
last week.
It was last week, okay.
Yeah. There's rumors that some new ships might be announced in Gen Con, which is coming up.
Given that we saw a little glimpse of Kylo Ren's new super ship out of D23 or wherever we saw that, I can only imagine that they're manufacturing those as we speak.
Did you actually look at the pictures or just hear about it?
No, I saw it.
It's
neat.
Sexy looking beast there.
It's like the Interceptor in the Advanced kind of had a baby.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I beat the current store ace.
Okay, I got you.
So he won the last store champion for where I play.
Yeah.
Or last tournament, not the store. In X-Wing, there's differences between tournaments and store championships. Like store championships, Fantasy Flights, who produces and makes X-Wing, will send out like a prize package to like certain stores for their quote unquote store championships. But most stores will have like monthly tournaments.
So the champ, how does that work? How do you become champ versus just winning a tournament?
Well, winning a tournament is just like they announce, okay, this is an X-Wing tournament, or they'll say this is our store championship. We've got the prize pack. From
So does that make you the store championship now? The store champion, I should say?
I would say no.
Okay.
Because there's not necessarily belts or something. But
there should be belts.
This kid's really good.
Okay.
And he always has these like really interesting builds. But I just kind of rolled on him.
You are stepping up your game.
You know what? Not for nothing. It was a quick match. He had 4 ships. I had 2 in my build.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
that's a spanking if you beat him.
And there was just one, like he had a good first, like in the terminology in X-Wing, he had a good alpha strike, which is like a first attack.
Okay.
When you get in range.
Yeah.
He had a really good one. But it was just kind of me for the rest of the way.
Wow. Well done.
So it was over pretty quickly. I was excited about that.
Well, I think you should get a belt for that, but what do I know? What do I know?
It's a golden pilot's helmet. So yeah, that was Thursday. Friday night, Julian Williams sick. Saturday. What'd I do Saturday? I had like a wedding invitation. My friend Brian. And my friends Brian and Corey are getting married.
Okay.
Brian's the guy we talked to at Bison's game with his kids.
Yes.
And they had a little party, not like party, but they invited some friends over to help them put their invitations together. You'd appreciate these invitations.
Oh?
They are made up like record sleeves.
Nice.
With all the stuff in there. And then what they did was they did photographs that are like representations of old album covers.
That's great.
Like they have an Abbey Road one where him and Corey and their kids are walking across the street and Corey doesn't have any shoes on. They did a couple other ones. It was really cool. You'd appreciate them.
That's awesome.
I'll show you when we get ours. So that was that. That was kind of the rest of my weekend, which brings me to a interesting point in today's episode.
Okay.
I have part of your birthday present.
Oh, dude, don't worry about any of that.
Shh.
Okay. All right, man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
There's absolutely no obligation for anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, it took some convincing to get Drew to do this show. And I've stated numerous times that I'm eternally grateful that he decided to give this show a shot and decided to kind of throw his hat back into the podcasting ring. It took a little more convincing when I told him I wanted to do a family-friendly show.
Did you get a swear jar for the show? Or
swear jar? I got a swear keg.
Okay,
it's just
even better. Even better.
But and I didn't know how he was going to react to that, but he's bought into the philosophy, and I am eternally grateful for that. So, start for this episode.
Uh-oh.
Starting now.
Am I allowed X amount?
We are officially uncensored for the entire episode. We are uncensored. Dude, you can just let it fly.
Can we pause for a moment for that?
So I'm giving fair warning to the listeners.
Oh, so my present, just this episode?
Just this episode.
Oh.
No, we're not. No. It's
All right.
just this episode.
Well, I appreciate that, but I think I will. I don't want to.
Keep in mind, we got to talk about Justice League trailer.
We do. I don't want to give the listeners I don't want them to be taken aback by me spouting off a string of profanities that would make a sailor blush. So I can behave, man. I appreciate that.
I'm saying, ye listening, be warned.
Let me put it this way: if it comes out, it comes out. But know that I have adapted, and it has garnered us quite an audience, and I'm grateful for that. And I don't want to turn anybody off or away. So
should have seen the first couple episodes. He was just kind of shaking in his chair, just like,
pointing through my lip,
physically holding his mouth shut.
I did not know how to react, but now I kind of know how to hold it in. It's just
all right.
After the show's over, though, I just take my headphones off and scream obscenities at the top of my lung. No, that doesn't really happen.
I just stand there with a raincoat on to shelter me from the spittle. So, okay, folks, that was our week. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us about your week. Ask us some questions. Make some suggestions to the show. If you would like to contact us, you can do so at the following locations. You can find us on Twitter at Devils Do Pod. You can go to facebook.com/devilsdopod. You can email us at thedevilsdopod@gmail.com, or you can find all these resources available to you at thedevilsdopodcast.com, our wonderful website that was put together and maintained by Drew. Taking a look, we have no cross-examination this week.
What the?
There are no questions.
Jay and Alan have some serious answers. But instead of questions, they have a lot to answer for here.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
And folks, remember, it doesn't always have to be Jay and Alan. You can send us in
but I
questions, too.
expect Jay and Alan.
Yeah, they've created an expectation.
In the words of Kevin Sorbo, disappointed.
Disappointed.
My God. All right.
So, okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do, essentially this whole episode's just going to be case files. We're going to go into the news from Comic-Con. Before we do that, we're going to go into some quick news that was announced between yesterday and today. This news kind of came out. It's not like earth-shattering news, but it garners mention. It was announced today that not only will the next James Bond movie come out, I believe, in 2019.
Oh, yeah.
But Daniel Craig has confirmed he will be returning as James Bond.
Oh, well, I guess the proverbial dump truck was pulled up.
He is not made of stone.
No, but he is made of money now.
Yes. So I have mixed feelings about this.
Okay.
Because Daniel Craig is hands down the best James Bond there has ever been.
Wow.
There's no. I'm sorry. Yes.
I'm sorry, but no.
Because his Bonds.
Depends what your take is on
films
it. But yeah.
have made it so I can't watch the older ones.
Okay.
Because they are just campy in comparison. And then when I say older ones, I'm not just talking about Sean Connery. I'm not trying to disrespect Sean Connery or Bonds.
Roger Moore was the camp era. Connery was a little more legit.
But after you've seen the Daniel Craig Bonds,
yeah,
all of them are just pale in comparison.
But the camp was part of the charm. They kind of jettisoned it.
Say that.
It was. That's part of the reason they were so successful for so long, until the diminishing returns kicked in and they said, okay, we got to give it the gritty reboot treatment. And they did, and they're great because they are really good.
Did it right. So, and that on that side, I'm happy that Daniel Craig is coming back. On the other side, there's something to be said for going out on top.
Yeah.
Because you've got 4 films that are, in my opinion, granted, it's just my opinion, the best James Bond films. You started a story and you finished the story over 4 films. You did numerous things that have never been done in James Bond before, continuing storyline between films, things like that. I kind of don't want him to come back and just leave well enough alone.
I get that, but maybe they got something good planned. I don't know.
I hope. I mean, is he coming back for just one more, or are you starting a new whole story arc that's going to happen over a couple movies?
Well, hang on. I understand you're somewhat reluctant, to want another one seeing as they had some closure on the last one, but if it's the same people coming back, I don't know. I would, and if the quality has been that high, then hey, one more go with this level. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Have you not seen all the Daniel Craig?
I saw, you know what? I missed a couple of them. I know I saw Casino Royale, and I really enjoyed it.
Then there was Quantum of Solace.
That one I don't think I saw. I think I saw parts of it, but not the whole film. And I know I saw Skyfall.
Skyfall was the third.
Okay.
And then Spectre was...
I did not see Spectre.
Batista and Spectre.
I know. Batista, man. I missed him, though. Well, if they're that good, and the same people are coming back, I say let's do it one more. Let's have one more round, man. I mean,
all right.
It's like saying, we kind of closed the door with the Cap trilogy, but really, we said all we could say about Captain America. It's like, no, you didn't. Bring him back.
Yeah, all right, no, that's okay. It's like I said, I'm totally. I'll freely admit, I'm totally straddling the fence on this one.
Okay, all right. Until that trailer drops, and you're gonna be like, all right, I'm back.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see. All right, so that's pretty much. There was one other news story that came out this week, but it's kind of going to fold in with our Comic-Con discussion, so we'll just put it off till then. All right. Let's get us to some Comic-Con.
Okay. Where do you want to begin?
So
much to cover.
Do you want to start just breaking down the trailers, or do you want to start with the news stories that were announced?
Let's get into the news stories.
Okay.
Then we'll get to the big stuff.
Yeah. I purposely put these in no particular order, just because I don't want us to go through all Marvel, then all whatever, and I want us to jump around.
Okay.
Some different things. So we'll just start at the top of my list. At the Marvel panel, it was announced that the Captain Marvel movie would not only... it was just announced today before I came over that Captain Marvel will not be in Avengers Infinity War.
Man, they're going to have some questions to answer here because we got some things to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, so go on.
So it's going to be set in the 90s.
All right. Okay.
And she's going to be fighting Skrulls.
Yeah, that caught my eye.
First off, I think the whole Skrulls thing is awesome.
It is awesome.
Because we've already been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we've already been introduced to the Kree through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
If you consider Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon, yes.
Well, it is canon.
No, it's not.
It's canon.
It's TV canon.
It's
Kevin Feige doesn't care what is happening on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I promise you.
He may not care, but it's canon. It has intersected with the films numerous times. It's canon. It's canon.
When Ghost Rider or Coulson or Ward or whatever his name, when they show up on the big screen, then we'll talk. In the meantime, I don't think
Coulson's already shown up on the big screen.
Then he died,
Sif,
never to be seen again.
Sif was death in a comic book story, really.
I know that. I'm saying in the movie, though, he's gone. And he's never shown up again. And for all we know, Tony never got the phone call saying, hey, remember when you were all emotional about Coulson dying? Spoilers, he's alive again. Because Kevin Feige, you don't care.
Dude, it's canon.
All right. I know.
They dealt with Hydra.
I know, but
it's canon.
It's
so,
yeah. Okay.
All right, so, but the Skrull.
Yeah.
Again, we go back to this running discussion we've had for the past month or so now. What deals are Marvel working with Fox?
Well, I want to believe that it's a big. I want to believe that there was I picture a smoky boardroom or a smoky poker table or something like that, and there's James Gunn and Kevin Feige on the one side, and they're all in shadow, and there's a hanging light bulb over the table, and they're all drinking bourbon, and they're it's real tense, and they're just I will give you the Skrulls, but we will get, I don't know, something like that. That's how I imagine it going, but I'm willing to bet it's even less cool than that. It's probably the Skrull situation, and I had seen this actually reported a while ago, and no one knew, but it looks like it was the case. Marvel's always been able to use the Skrulls.
Okay, so they're not part of the Fantastic Four.
They
package.
are, but they can't use specific characters. So like Super Skrull, the Skrull that has the powers of all the Fantastic Four, they can't touch him.
Marvel can't touch him.
Right, correct.
Okay.
So it's like a Scarlet Witch Quicksilver situation where it's like we both kind of get to use them. So the Skrulls Marvel can use. I think that, I got to be honest, I think that came out around the time of the first Avengers movie came out, and people were like, why aren't they the Skrulls? Why are they the Chitauri? And through my little...
Because they did look very Skrull-ish. They had the chin.
Sort of, yeah. In my digging at that time, I think that's when that little nugget came out. Nothing ever came of it until now. Now we're going to find out what's going on with the Skrulls out in space.
So what are your gut reactions to this news, this announcement?
Cool. I'm confused, though. Like, okay, so things I like. It's going to be, number one, a Captain Marvel movie. Marvel's getting their first female-led movie. Cool. About time. Why is it not Black Widow? Anyway, the costume, the concept art I saw, which in Marvel, when Marvel's history, their concept art is basically like, yes, what you're going to see on screen.
It's pretty much spot on.
Yeah, the costume is spot on.
Yeah, it's off page.
Cool.
Off page. Great.
Awesome. So this is all good stuff. And making it in the 90s. Okay, now I have questions. Oh, and Sam Jackson is going to be playing Nick Fury, and he's going to be teaming up with her.
that was announced prior.
Okay,
to
cool.
Going on, but yeah,
more Sam Jackson's always cool.
Yes.
So in the 90s, I'm not opposed to period pieces by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I generally want more of them in certain capacities, especially now that Ant-Man has kind of fleshed out this old backstory.
Tony Stark.
Yeah. So okay, cool. But like, all right, so this is going to be set in the 90s. Fine, I have no gripe with 90s nostalgia. In fact, if we're already borderline, we're going to talk about more. We're going to talk about a couple things that are coming. If we're already borderline at the edge of what we can get away with 80s exploitation, well, maybe it's time for the 90s exploitation.
Yeah,
okay, fine.
Next thing,
totally fine. Play the Seinfeld bass riff in Captain Marvel. Cool, I'm in. But that opens up a whole lot of questions. Like, okay, she was hanging out with Nick Fury in the 90s. Where'd she go? Why is she not avenging or guarding the galaxy?
Yeah.
What's going on here? And now I'm sure they're going to address all this, but I have questions.
Yeah, I heard the 90s thing. I was like, that's disappointing because I kind of want to see her with the Avengers and potentially with Guardians of the Galaxy or things like that. And it's just like, I don't trusting Marvel, but
have they ever steered you wrong?
No Spider Sense.
Spoilers.
They're damn near good.
We're gonna get there. Because folks, we did see the footage. Even if you haven't, we did.
We saw the footage.
Hey, I saw enough.
We saw front row, far left.
Fine. We'll get to that.
Shot on a Samsung Razr cell phone, apparently.
We will get to it.
So, yeah, I mean, I would kind of like to see it set in modern times. But, okay. So we've got the next two Avengers films, which are going to revolve around
Thanos,
Infinity,
Gauntlet, and all that stuff.
The war taking place between two films, or just happening in one film, and then the fallout is the second film.
We'll see.
But after that,
yes,
Avengers: Secret Invasion.
I
thought the comic was good.
It was good,
as far as events go.
It was one of the better ones, but once they remember what they did, they kept alluding to "He loves you." Remember, like there was this big. I was like, "There's going to be some big reveal where it's going to be someone that they're all working for." We're all going to go, "Oh, nope." It was God. That's such a crutch. I was so like the air got let out of the room. And I think that kind of hurt my enjoyment of the whole thing. After that, I was just like, oh, well, I was waiting for the big bad. I was hoping there was going to be some big bad reveal, and it didn't happen. And then I kind of just like slouched over in my chair and finished it. It's like, well, that happened. Maybe, but I don't know if I like that, because tying into another, tying into Justice League, or not Justice League, but another announcement from Comic-Con. Here's what I don't like about it. I feel like if they do that, they are leaving the door ajar or open to soft, if not firm, reboots of their universe.
Yeah, because when you kill off an Avengers, you can say, "Oh, they were a Skrull."
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oops.
These things are ultimate. As much as we enjoy these things, and as much as Marvel has a near perfect track record, these things are ultimately based on comic books, and comic books pull those shenanigans.
And in comics, I accept it. It's part of the gig. But in a movie, like you were just saying about James Bond, when you have that point of closure, like, okay, let's move on. And especially in these Marvel flicks where, like, they're pretty clearly setting up a lot of legacy, whether they realize it or not. Like, man, 3 people could be Cap in the next movie for all we know, because they've kind of introduced Bucky.
Yep,
Falcon's right there.
Falcon.
You can carry on, and the audience is going to buy it because you've already set it up for them.
Yeah.
We don't got to get into rebooting and oh, he was a Skrull, so he's alive again. Whatever they want to do. So I don't know if they're going to go there. Maybe they will, but I'd be less enthused about it. I'd rather see other stuff. I'd rather see. I know we never will. Well, never say never, but I know we never will. But I'd rather see like Doctor Doom or something show up and we'll talk. Yeah,
we're gonna get there. We're
gonna get to that. Do we want to get to that next? Well, before
no,
because I have things to say about there. I have things to say about that. Actually.
I was kind of disappointed in the lack of things from Marvel that were released to the general public.
I see a lot of this.
Like there was Black Panther footage shown.
Yes,
there was. I'm not sure if there was Captain Marvel footage shown.
No, just the concept art.
But there was Avengers
obviously
footage shown, and from everything that we saw from the bootleg, it looks like the same thing that was shown at D23.
Okay, it's fine.
Whereas, you can. There's 2 sides of the argument. One, they're Marvel; they don't need to show us because we're going to go anyway.
It's part of it.
2, they could still show us because, like, okay, it's not like we haven't seen anything of Black Panther yet. You're not too far out to where we couldn't show something of Avengers, and DC showing their stuff. So those are, I think...
DC didn't show everything either, though. They didn't release their Aquaman footage that was shown.
That's true.
And,
That's true. But we still got a huge Justice League trailer.
That's all they have. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to show something. I hear you. Because we look. The bottom line is we all want to see it.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is this: the footage that was shown is, in my opinion, largely catered to that audience. So the hardcore.
You paid the money to get here. This is for you and no one else.
Well, the exclusivity of it, for giving it to the people that are there and making them feel special. That's part of it. But what I also mean is the tone and the footage they choose to show is not necessarily representative of a movie they want to sell the public. Okay. They're showing you things that geeks and hardcore fans are going to go berserk for. But if they put that on the internet, not everyone is going to know or care what is going on. You kind of need a more general trailer for that. So it's a matter of presentation.
It's weird because, like, there seems to be inconsistency with that from one year to the next. Like last year, they released pretty much everything they showed. This year, nothing.
No.
So it's kind of like, but no, there's...
You know what they did release, though?
What'd they release?
That new Thor trailer.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Oh God, I want to.
Gotta wait.
Oh man.
Okay,
I have things to say.
Next piece of news, and this is something that I'm excited about. They announced that they're doing a 2-part animated movie of the death and return of Superman.
Oh.
Now, I'm excited about this because the last time DC Movies did a 2-part movie, it was their 2-part Dark Knight Returns movie.
Peter Weller.
Which is the best Batman movie ever made. Hands down, there is no competition.
Wow.
I've invited you over numerous times to watch it. You always turn me down, which I don't understand because it's got RoboCop.
It does have RoboCop in it. I know.
So this, I think, is a really cool idea because they've kind of done this already. The first movie that launched like the DC animated films was Superman Doomsday. But it was a very condensed.
Yeah.
It was spiritually inspired by
Sure.
the comic series. But like, you know, the Doomsday fight is the first 10 minutes of the movie and then it's done. And then the rest of it's kind of like Superman versus evil clone Superman created by Lex Luthor.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, not for nothing, it's kind of like what Marvel does with the titles of their comic stories in their films.
Right.
The title and some winks and nods to the story.
But that's it.
So on and so forth. This is going to be a full 2-part. You get like the full Doomsday fight. You're going to get the death of Superman. You're going to get the reign of the Supermen.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to get the return of Superman. So you get like a 3-hour movie for this.
They better give him the mullet when he comes back.
Give him the mullet.
It's time.
Don't redesign Superboy. Give us that full 90s Superboy.
With jacket and
circle glasses,
okay.
And, you know, the steel design, I think it would still holds up.
It does.
Yeah.
It still works.
I wouldn't mind. The Cyborg Superman design still holds up.
It's fair.
Eradicator, I could see them maybe tweaking a little bit.
It
wasn't a great design to begin with.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
So, but yeah, I'm excited about this because, like, DC animated films have kind of dipped for me. Like, it used to be I bought every one that came out. They were all good. But then they started doing, like, contained universe stories. Like, they did Justice League War, which was based on the first Justice League New 52 storyline.
Yeah.
And then they just did, like, a continuing storyline from that. So I'll rent some of them on occasion. Some of them are good. Some of them are eh. But, like, when they were just doing stories based on, like, really famous stories that they have done, you know, New Frontier, Batman, Superman, Apocalypse, that's when it was, like, really good. So I'd like to see them kind of get back to that.
Well, that's exciting.
It's DC. Drew doesn't care.
No, it's Death and Return of Superman is one of the most successful comic books ever. So it's you know, granted it was a gimmick, but it sold.
It started the collector's bubble of the 90s. So
kinda, if not like it was kind of
that was the kickoff because you had like everything fell into place perfectly. When the story broke, there was like nothing else going on newsworthy.
Yeah.
So all these mainstream
they picked
news
up on
picked it up.
People went berserk.
And then people went nuts and bought like 60 copies because it was going to put their kids through college. People don't know how comic books work. Okay, so there's that. Now, we get to one of the things you wanted to discuss.
All right.
Apparently, Fox is tired of screwing up the Fantastic Four.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're talking about this.
They want to go ahead and screw up even more so Doctor Doom. Because there is apparently a Doctor Doom solo movie in development.
Now here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna have a let me give you a balanced take on that, and then a bigger picture take for you. Okay. The balanced take is, from what I hear, that they do have some people assembled writing and directing already. Allegedly. I'm not sure about that. I think that's the case. And they seem to have the benefit of the doubt. The team is not horrible. Okay? And if you've already tried twice to do something with the Fantastic Four...
3 times.
Corman doesn't count.
No. Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I lump those together as a little franchise. So you failed. Well,
Yep.
I mean, the first one did get a sequel. I mean, is that a failure? I don't know. It didn't have enough buzz to sustain itself.
Again, it's one of those movies that you can't compare it to everything that's come out since 2000.
No, you definitely
You
can't.
have to compare it to what came out during time.
And it was soft at the time.
It wasn't Batman and Robin.
No.
Chris Evans made a great Human Torch.
Absolutely.
They got 50% of the casting right for the Fantastic Four.
That's fair.
Chris Evans and Ian, I believe his last name is Gufford.
Yeah,
whatnot.
something like
he
that.
made a good Reed Richards.
He was milquetoast, but he looked the part.
Michael Chiklis would have made a good voice actor for.
Yeah, I could have done without.
CG
Yeah, we
thing.
weren't ready yet with the technology.
Yeah, but the rubber suit and Jessica Alba just was not cast well in that part.
No, but anyway, so you've had 2 cracks at it, and you don't want to give back that license because you got to milk that sweet Marvel money
Because you're spiteful.
So you're gonna try and go Dr. Doom. Okay, all right. Well, that's not the worst idea in the world if you think you can tell that story. And they're probably getting. If I had to guess, Fox is probably a little. They're riding a little high on that Deadpool Logan train. So I wouldn't be surprised if they edge up Dr. Doom a bit. And again, on the surface, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But here's where I'm going to get into the bigger picture. The bigger picture is this. The bigger picture is, number one, the Fantastic Four as a in-demand property is not really in demand. No one's chomping at the bit for it except for the hardcore comics fans. That brings me to another point. Anyone who knows anything anymore about this stuff, and I feel like a lot of people now kind of know about this stuff, and this Spider-Man situation only compounds it.
Yeah.
Everyone who knows anything at this point knows that Fox has Fantastic Four and does not want to play ball and give it back.
Yeah.
And they want to do it themselves, and they're doing it for a cynical reason, and that cynical reason is to keep it for themselves so they can keep doing it and trying to make money on it. So you already have a soft interest in the property of the Fantastic Four as a whole, general public. Then you've got the fact that the people that do want it, they don't want yes. Hi, I'll raise my hand. I do want a Fantastic Four movie, sir.
Yeah.
I don't want your Fantastic Four movie.
Bingo.
Don't want it. I don't want it. Period. And I don't care how good the footage is that you show me. Ultimately, I know your toys can't play with my toys. And I want our toys to play together. That's it. Period. That's the end of story. I don't care about Fox's attempt at making a Fantastic Four movie anymore. I just don't.
Yeah.
Sony wised up and knew they were limited in what they could really do with Spider-Man. They tried. They failed. They saw Marvel just Scrooge McDuckin over there with all their Avengers money. And they pulled the trigger, made a deal. And now everyone's coming out of that looking pretty good because we're going to have a whole lot of fun going forward from here.
Like, just get the Sony deal.
Yeah.
Sony gets all the box office.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But again, that's my point. My point is fans, we know now.
Yeah.
We didn't know then, now we know. And what we know is I don't want your take on it. I know you have the license, and yay, good for you. I don't want to see it. Call Marvel, make it happen, then I'm in.
I actually thought
that's where we are now, man.
Yeah,
Period.
I actually thought of a way of, kind of based off what you said you wanted to see, of a Fantastic Four Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
Yeah.
I thought of a way that you can have your cake and eat it too.
Okay.
You basically do it like a Cap story.
How so?
Fantastic Four movie set in the 60s.
Yes.
End of the film, they get trapped in the negative zone.
Ah. And you bring them forward?
You bring them in modern day.
not
have some weird scientist explanation of how time works different in the Phantom Zone, so they haven't aged or anything.
That could work. My only concern would be then, like, you've got 4 fish out of water when they come back. Whereas Cat
Yeah,
Cat
well-
makes a great fish out of water because he's kind of singular.
But see, at the same time, though, you don't. You have fish out of water who can adapt because the change is not as drastic. We're not talking like 1940s greatest generation mentality to modern day mentality.
True. That's
We're talking
true.
like 60s free expression, summer of love mentality, updated to modern day. Plus, you have Johnny Storm, who's a kid. Kids adapt to things relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Reed Richards, super intelligent. He's going to adapt relatively quickly.
True.
You've got, and here's one of the old tropes that sometimes in a Fantastic Four story you may feel a slave to, the whole Ben Grimm, this man monster story.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that now because now he's in a world with a giant talking tree and a giant rampaging green monster. So people are a little more accepting of him. So probably the most fish out of water would be either between Thing and Invisible Girl.
Okay. All right. You're kind of selling me on this. I can get behind that.
See, someone's got to give us money to think of this stuff because we think of good stuff.
I'm telling you, I still think I mean, it would never work, but I still think it'd be a super cool idea that at the end of Infinity War, man, Thanos kills the universe and everything reboots, and you reboot it with Fantastic Four, 1961.
Because then you're still working on that pre-Tony Stark Marvel universe.
Right.
We've already established with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of build on that with the Fantastic Four, but Fox is Fox. I think
frustrating.
of all the villains that could hold their own in a standalone movie, as far as the Marvel Rogues Gallery goes, there's three.
Okay.
There's Magneto,
Yeah, he's compelling.
Wilson Fisk.
Wow, I don't know. Okay.
It's basically like a Godfather movie.
Sort of. It could be. Sure. But we get to that sweet
Yeah.
nectar on Netflix.
Yeah, no, I'm trust me, I'm not asking for it. I'm very happy with the current state of Wilson Fisk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Dr. Doom.
Absolutely. Doom is doom.
And you have to, like, there are characters in comic films that you kind of have to adjust them to fit in a film, to
Yep.
fit in the universe you've built. You don't have to do that with Doom. You get a really good Shakespearean actor and you just let Doom be Doom, because that personality is so strong.
Yeah.
And that character is so strong that the world will adjust to him rather than him having to adjust to the world.
Can I just go on record and say that the Doom in all of the Fantastic Four movies out so far has been terrible?
Yeah. They've been
just awful.
Yeah.
Just awful.
So that being said, like,
it could work.
who's the antagonist then?
I don't know. Like, how
Like,
do you
who would you? Because
read?
like
He's a bad guy.
Well,
now?
no. If you're going to do this, I say you don't even mention the Fantastic
Well, what
Four.
does
You
Fox
don't-
have the rights to? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
Maybe you just have it solely focused on Doom and his
Rise to power in Latveria.
Sure. There you go.
Like, I suppose if you're going to mention the Fantastic Four, you would start with him returning home
From college.
from Latveria as a disgraced scientist.
Sure.
You know. So yeah,
Hiding his face and whatnot.
in all honesty, I don't think this movie's going to see the light of day. I think if you were to give me an over and under of 60% of whether or not this film is actually made and released,
Take the under?
I'm taking the under.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So
There you go. Dr. Doom.
Doc Doom.
Give it back.
Okay. Yes, please, by all means.
Make
give it
Marvel
back.
whole again.
So our next news story lends even more credence to the concept of Marvel are collectors just as much as we have.
Oh?
Just as much as we are. Because they're collecting old DC characters.
Are they now?
They got Batman. They just put him in Spider-Man as the Vulture.
Oh,
They've added two more to their collection.
Did there?
They added Catwoman and Perry White. It was announced at Comic-Con that Michelle Pfeiffer and Lawrence Fishburne will be joining Ant-Man and the Wasp. Michelle Pfeiffer will be playing Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp.
Now,
Lawrence Fishburne will be playing Goliath, who was last saw
that's pretty
getting
cool.
a hole blown through his chest
Yeah.
in Civil War.
yeah.
Not
Poor
Civil War
Goliath.
the movie, Civil War the comics.
Yeah.
So,
Not
yeah.
bad for Goliath. That's cool. That's super
awesome.
cool.
That is so awesome.
If I wow, Michelle Pfeiffer. That's amazing. If they get Nicholson in on this, and like you're getting the band together.
Kind of, from what I hear, mostly retired. Because
Until Marvel pulls up with the big truck of money.
Dude, if there's anyone who can say no to the Marvel money truck, it's a guy who's still cashing checks from the 1989 Batman movie.
No one says no to Marvel. Anyway, that's awesome. If I have one regret about it though, like one oh sweet, oh it's cool. I love it. I do love it. It's great. But I think it would have been really, really cool if they would have got Sharon Stone to play Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah.
For the Michael Douglas factor.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that would have been cool too, but I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah.
I think I definitely something
she's still
something clicked when I saw Batman Returns, shall we say?
She's still the definitive backpedal. It's tough. Like, who's the definitive Catwoman? Michelle Pfeiffer or Julie Newmar?
Oh.
Yeah.
Julie Newmar. Just because she did it first. And it was
first doesn't always mean best.
No, but the costume was more believable, and she was a little more believable.
Yeah, it's tough because they're two completely different.
Totally different characters, interpretations.
Yeah. And they were both extremely good interpretations of what the character was at the time those pieces were made.
I suppose, but I don't know that in the comics Catwoman ever was resurrected by cats.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying? That's why Newmar gets the nod.
Tim Burton aspect aside.
Sure, but that costume, though.
Yeah. She wore well.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we're very excited about that. Next up, a little bit of flash from the past, as we were alluding that 90s becoming popular again.
Oh, we said flash from the past. We're going to talk about this now? Okay.
No, we're not there yet. Okay. I should have said blast from the past.
Okay.
So it was announced. I got to stop saying it was announced at Comic-Con because all this stuff.
All of this was announced at Comic-Con.
So it came out that Todd McFarlane is going to be directing a Spawn movie.
They're going to let that guy direct a movie?
They'll let Frank Miller direct. It turned out pretty good.
What?
Sin City?
He had Robert Rodriguez directing with him.
Well,
who knows how to make a movie. How did Frank Miller's spirit go for him when he was on his own?
No one's perfect.
Okay. Well, yeah, we know that. I don't care about Spawn.
You know what?
It was a big deal at the time.
It was.
But looking
and
back,
I've never been crazy about the character either. He's essentially Batman and the Crow thrown into a blender and poured out.
With a dash of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Visually.
But it's something that whereas I would not dedicate funds to follow it in comics, I would not be opposed to seeing a good movie of it.
Did you see the angle he wants to take with it?
Something about treating it like Jaws.
He wants it to be a horror movie. And
that's,
Spawn wouldn't necessarily be the main character. He would just be a character around which things are framed.
Okay, sure.
I guess.
That's fine. Try something new with it. This is like one of those things that's not, at least for you and I, it's not really a sacred cow.
No.
So this is what I'm okay with people experimenting on.
I'm okay with it. I just
it's weird because BBC is getting a Sam and Twitch series.
Yeah. I'm just curious, who decided he could direct the movie? That's all.
Well, I listened to Hollywood Babylon today.
Okay.
The one that was recording Comic-Con.
Sure.
And apparently Kevin Smith, he had a conversation with him because they did the Grauman's Chinese Theater for Stan Lee.
Yeah,
earlier in the week. They were both there. And Tom McFarlane said, he's like, I want to do a movie again, but I haven't found anyone who I'm happy with what they want to do with it. So he's been holding on to it. And I mean, granted,
it's his property. He can do what he wants.
It's his property. He can do what he wants.
If they want to give him the money to direct it.
Kevin Smith directed him to a more open-minded producer, and they struck up a deal.
Okay. let's see what you got, Todd.
Also, not for nothing, he could probably fund this entire movie himself, too.
He's got all that baseball money.
Not just that, it was also disclosed on that episode of Babylon that he still has all the original artwork he's ever done for Spawn.
Oh, well, is that really worth much?
The original Todd McFarlane
Spawn,
artwork,
though. If it was Spider-Man, I'd be like, oh, you're rolling.
It's probably not as valuable as Spider-Man, but there's still probably people out there who would, pay a pretty penny for it.
Okay, fair enough.
So-
But the toy company, I'm sure, made him a mint.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
he's-
good for him, man. Go, Todd.
as good as an artist he is, I mean, he's not my favorite, but I definitely give him credit for being game-changing.
Image Comics was absolutely a game changer, and
Even
Spawn was
before Image. Like, he was the first artist to draw Spider-Man and not try to be John Romita Sr.
true. He had a very distinct style, and he was another guy that was like right place, right time. Where his style was very distinctive. He did new, innovative things, and it was at a time when other guys were doing new, innovative things in their titles, and that led to the creation of Image Comics, and the rest is history.
Like the whole Spider-Man eyes emoting in Homecoming, and that's from McFarlane.
Yeah.
He was the one that started that. I'd go and see a Spawn movie. I think it's a story that would lend itself well to a movie.
It's got to be better than the first one.
I know.
But the soundtrack probably won't be as good.
I don't remember the soundtrack.
Oh, there was a interesting mix-up of
All right.
interesting.
Okay, so next
Yeah.
we're gonna go to that dumpster fire.
Oh,
Comic-Con edition.
Which? Okay, are we going all in here? Or are we gonna start small?
We're gonna start medium.
Medium. Let's start medium.
So
Go medium.
it would.
You're welcome.
I can't even say it without laughing at this point.
Oh, okay.
The Flash movie.
Yeah.
It was announced
Yeah, let's talk
that
about
the
that.
Flash movie is going to be the Flashpoint storyline.
Well,
Now,
hang on. That's not what they said.
it's going to be Flashpoint.
They said
it's
the
going to
title
be-
is Flashpoint.
Yeah.
But saying that the title is
Yeah, okay.
Flashpoint, you're throwing. You can't just put that out there without context, because just by saying that, guess what we all. Well, hang on. It's not that we all assume what it means based on the title. It's that combined with the reports that have come out that what we have talked about for a while now looks like it might be coming to pass. The Fleck may not be long for this world.
Yes.
Now-
Even though he reassured at Comic-Con
Hang
he's
on. He
still
didn't say-
doing Batman.
No.
He was quoted as saying he's still Batman.
He said he enjoys playing Batman and that he loves Matt Reeves.
He said he's not leaving.
Okay, well, other people are saying
I
otherwise.
take that with a grain of salt, like when I hear an athlete say that they're happy on team that's going down the
right.
tubes.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But those reports say that they want to get rid of him, or that he's on his way out.
That he wants to leave, yeah.
So how do you do? Flashpoint.
Yep. Flashpoint.
Carl-
let's
Carl-
explain what the comic
You can probably
story-
do better than I
Yeah.
can. I'm aware of it. I
So-
know about it. Go ahead.
Flashpoint was the last story told in the traditional DC universe before they rebooted everything in New 52. Barry Allen decides to travel back in time and stop his mother from being murdered. So he goes and does that. When he wakes up, he discovers that not only does he not have his powers, the entire world has changed. The Amazons are at war with the Atlanteans, and it's threatening the entire globe because we have two superpowered races here at war with each other. The Amazons led by Wonder Woman, the Atlanteans led by Aquaman. There is a Batman,
There is.
but and this is the one thing I thought was it was an interesting story what they did with it. The Batman was not Bruce Wayne.
No.
It was Thomas Wayne.
Yes.
Bruce was the one that was shot in the alley that fateful night. Not only did Thomas Wayne become Batman, but Martha Wayne went insane and became the Joker.
Because of course she did.
Not for nothing. That was kind of cool.
It's cute.
If you're selling me,
See what they did there.
if you're selling me that as the new continuity, that's what we're doing going forward. No, I'm gonna.
Yeah. but
No,
for a little
sir.
story.
For a little side Elseworld story.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So basically, long story short, Barry goes back and stops himself, which gives us the New 52, which I like how they did it because time travel theory, even if you go back and fix what you broke, it's not going to be exactly the same as it was before you broke it.
Right.
It's like a crack in the ice that you fill in with water and the water freezes. The crack is still there. It's just different now.
So wait, you're telling me Dr. Manhattan didn't build the New 52? Because that's what Jeff Johns is telling me now. Let's put that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that. Okay, so you're telling me that they have a different Batman in that there Flashpoint, huh?
Yep.
Boy, that's convenient, is it not? I got Jeffrey Dean Morgan on the phone. He wants to come back and play Batman. Can we do that?
That'd be cool. If they tried to adapt the comic story, this is my case for doing this.
Yeah.
This is DC's way to fix all the mistakes they've
You're
made.
not wrong. Now let me throw some cold water on that.
It's a cheap way of doing it.
It's cheap, and you're telling the audience who are not, again, we were talking about comic fans versus,
Yeah.
hey, you know that stuff? Don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
Those movies you watched, the 2+ hours, 3-hour epic Batman v Superman that you watched, that we made you endure, that we sunk money into and promotional dollars and
Oh, much money.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
Forget about that. No, over here. Look over here.
Yeah. No, I could see that.
I
don't.
I don't see people buying that in a movie context.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
It'd be an interesting experiment for a company that, let's be honest,
Hey,
doesn't have a lot left to lose at this point.
No, you're
they
right.
gotta try and
You're
right
right.
the ship, and
You're right.
Wonder Woman's a big step in that direction.
here's the thing, though. Like,
Oh, and shocker, Wonder Woman 2 announced.
yeah, good.
Durr.
So another potential strike against that idea. You're going to tell me that look, we're all cool here. We're all comic people. We know nothing's permanent and things are malleable and whatnot. I just have a hard time imagining someone in Warner Brothers boardroom going so wait, Batman's not Bruce Wayne? Bruh, people will never buy it. You know what I'm saying?
I think
There's this whole built-in Batman thing that you're telling people now, it's different now. I don't know.
I think you can get away with Thomas Wayne as Batman for this movie.
Yeah.
But you end the movie like you end Flashpoint.
But that means the Fleck has to come back.
No, because, again, things are different.
Okay.
So it's still Bruce Wayne, but it's a different actor.
I feel like
You just do the switch. You don't acknowledge it.
you see,
They've done it before.
if that's the end goal, don't bother with Flashpoint. Just recast Batman and then.
No, I would agree with that,
It's
too.
not like it's never been
Yeah.
done before. Hi, Keaton. Hello, Mr. Kilmer. Hello, Mr. Clooney. Hello, Mr. Bale. We're okay with a new guy
Hello,
in the cowl.
Mr. Rhodey.
Yeah, right. Hi, Tony. I'm here. Deal with it. Quote.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle is Batman. Go. Okay, we've said this before. Okay, sure.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Whatever.
It's still it all boils down to the Flash movie, which is on 16th writer, 13th director at this point.
And I guess that might bring. Does this bring us to? This is as good a point as any to get into it.
We still got a couple. We got 3 more things to talk about before we get to trailers, and
All
they're
right.
actual comic book things too.
All right, let me just add in before we get to that. If that's the Flash they're going to put into a movie,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that Flash movie. So let's move on.
Okay,
Moving on.
we have a story with my favorite comic book writer and a story with your favorite comic book writer.
We do.
It was kind of interesting.
We do.
Since it's your birthday, we'll start with yours.
Oh, shucks.
Grant Morrison was at Comic-Con, which is...
He does live in L.A. now, so good. So in that stone's throw from San Diego.
Yeah. And announced that he will be doing a sequel to his revolutionary story, Batman Arkham Asylum.
and it's with Cameron Stewart, by the way, who he collaborates with a lot. Cameron Stewart's a great artist. I'm mixed on this.
Because it's a sequel to Arkham Asylum, but I guess it's the Damian Wayne version of Batman.
Yeah, the future.
Which was introduced in Batman issue 666.
It was. Which is cool. And visually too, I like the way I like the visual too that they designed for Damian's Batman costume. Like a trench coat with the bat scallops. That's cool.
It was a cool looking design.
But okay, that's fine. I find it. I have this weird feeling like someone at DC just was there desperation in the air that day? Grant Morrison has been, for all intents and purposes, done writing comics for a while now, for a couple years. He
did the Wonder Woman.
That was, but the thing is that like he wrote that a while ago, and then it just took forever for the artwork to come back, and then for DC to kind of get it solicited and printed and put out. But after that, he was done. He's been editing Heavy Metal Magazine and doing little stuff in there. But
I think you always go back to your first love.
I guess. I hope that I hope he is passionate about it. It's not just like, Grant, we here's money, do something for us, will you? But also, look, you know me, Grant Morrison fanboy I'm being generous because there's probably other ways to put it. I'm a Grant Morrison nerd, big time. Having said that, Arkham Asylum is not my favorite work of his by any stretch. It's out there. It's weird.
Yeah, that's why I love it so much. I put it in the top 5 Batman stories of all time.
Wow. See, I didn't like it that much. It's to me. I mean, it's intentionally written that way and drawn that way.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a fairy tale more than an actual canon story.
Yeah.
So, to say that you're going to have Arkham Asylum 2, how do you do a sequel to a fairy tale with... It can be done, mind you, but I'm just at kind of a loss as to what is the goal. What's
honestly,
the intent?
I think since they've announced that it's going to be the Damian Wayne Batman, it's going to be Arkham Asylum 2 in title only.
Okay,
it's just going to be... It gives it that brand within a brand recognition.
That's... All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
And given the success of the video games in the last 5-10 years now,
which is funny because like the original Arkham Asylum video game, the first one, dipped into a lot of the lore that was created by the Arkham Asylum story.
Was it?
With finding the secret messages from
Amadeus Arkham and all that stuff. Okay, fair enough. That's cool. But at the same time, I feel like anybody that is familiar with those games and they're going to go into that story cold, you're in for a...
That is not... This is my first comic book. Because there requires a visual maturity to appreciate the art.
Oh, yeah, because it's out there.
Yeah, it is not traditional comic book art by any stretch of the imagination. I had a post throughout the whole time I was in college. I had that poster of the cover, Batman walking into the asylum and the Joker's mouth kind of being the front door. Oh God, it was so beautiful.
It's good stuff. I have a feeling that the sequel here will be much more traditional. Cameron Stewart's a more traditional artist, so that could be cool. I'm just not I'm not that excited by this prospect.
It's Morrison, so you'll buy the ticket, you'll take the ride.
But I want
original Morrison.
I want because when he does creator-owned stuff,
even if he goes back to Batman, do a new Batman story. His Batman stuff is incredible.
Let me clarify. I'd prefer he do something creator-owned, but even if he did something offbeat, like I'm coming back to DC and I'm doing insert some ridiculous character here. I'm in. Because I don't have a whole lot of attachment to your Z-list characters, and you're probably going to do something really cool with it. So, see also Doom Patrol, the Seven Soldiers of Victory series. Animal Man. He has a really good track record of kind of finding an angle on someone that you might not otherwise care about and making it great.
The 2 DC characters I would love to see Grant Morrison take a crack at. The first one is The Question.
Okay. I don't know that he would be able to tackle that. I'd be curious to see it, but philosophically, I think he'd have a hard time. But go on.
The second one, this may be a surprise to you, the current incarnation of the Blue Beetle.
The kid.
Yeah. With the sentient alien. Because, like, he could tell an interesting story about...
I'm sure he could find a way to make that pretty nutty.
Humanity's dependence on technology and just really, like, alien race, whatnot. Just,
sure. He could go berserk with that, I'm sure. It's Grant Morrison. I'm buying the ticket. I'll take the ride.
Yep.
For sure.
Okay. So, now on to my favorite writer.
Someday, I would like Joe Quesada to kiss and make up with Grant Morrison. So
that'd be nice.
I don't know that it'll ever happen. Well, I don't think it's between him and Quesada. I think
the last thing he did for Marvel was X-Men?
New X-Men, yes. And then he left. And I had a sad.
Nice.
That's my favorite X-Men story ever. So, anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
So, now on to my favorite writer, Mr. Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Is going to be dipping into a well again, but it's a different well from before.
Uh-huh.
Frank Miller announced that he is working on Superman Year One. Okay, it's new Frank Miller, and let's be honest, we're probably not going to have Frank Miller around very much longer. If you've seen him, the man's in his 50s, and he looks like he's in his 90s.
Yeah,
Stan Lee looks healthier than Frank Miller.
Yeah, that's not weird.
Batman Year One, again, we have a story that's an all-time.
Absolutely.
You know,
I'll give that to him all day.
Yeah.
Twice on Sunday. Year One is amazing.
When you look at his treatment of Superman in The Dark Knight Returns,
I would not call it favorable.
No.
I'd call Superman a sap and a stooge.
Yeah.
He's a heel to Batman in that
he's
story.
Kinda a tool of the government.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Miller said, he's like, I've never had a really good, solid crack at Superman. And this is kind of what this is. So, I mean, it's Miller, so like you with Morrison, I'm going to buy a ticket, take the ride.
I just want to know what his angle is.
Yeah. Because, like...
well, hang on. Let me ask you this. I'm very much not into this idea. So let me get that on Front Street. Having said that, though, given how he treated
Frank Miller on Superman or just Frank Miller in general?
Both. It's like, number one, this guy has really done damage to himself in the last 20 years based on statements he's made and based on work he's produced. Okay? I'm just calling it what it is.
I mean,
and then I'm going to put
Dark
that
Knight
guy.
3 Master Race was horrible, but it wasn't 100% him.
I'm getting to that. To that. So the guy himself, I'm automatically hesitant, and then that guy on that character. Oh, honey, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know that he's going to have the take that I want on that character. So, having said that, Master Race, Dark Knight 3. How would you say he handled Superman there?
Better, but it wasn't like Superman was.
He was a good guy. He was Superman.
A hero.
So does that maybe?
It was weird because like his daughter kind of took the role of what he was in the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's not talk about Dark Knight Strikes Again.
No, we shan't. So if that's the case, if maybe he does have a firm grasp on Superman, or at least a better one than he did in 1986, maybe he has something nice to say. I'm just afraid we're going to get Superman who, I don't know. I'm worried we're going to get like some kind of ham-fisted right-wing power fantasy Superman, and I don't want that. No one wants that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true. There's probably a market for that, but it ain't me.
Yeah. So, funny side note.
Yeah.
Who did the art in Master Race?
Andy Kubert?
Yeah. Who's also currently doing the art on Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man.
I did not know that.
Yeah. If I gave you an issue of Master Race,
Yeah.
and gave you 2 issues of that Spider-Man that have come out, you would not think they're the same artist.
I think he tried to evoke
it's-
Miller on Master Race.
No.
No?
Master Race is traditional, good quality Kubert.
Okay.
Spider-Man is garbage.
Wow, really?
Hot garbage. He can't draw Spider-Man right.
Oh,
Like,
well,
he phones it in on the webs. And when I say phones it in, I mean he just draws X's where the web should be. It's not good. Like, I heard, Kubert doing
that should be a big deal.
Spider-Man. I was
Yeah.
like, yes.
Sure. Whatever happened to his brother? He's still doing comics?
I don't know.
There's Andy and there's Adam, right? What's Adam? What's Adam doing?
It might be Adam on Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm just curious. I don't know. I'm just curious.
I'll look in there. I might.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, my
All right.
apologies.
Well, yeah,
to
again,
the good one.
Given what
The bad one, stop phoning it in, please. Because I remember their styles are not completely dissimilar. Because they studied under their father.
Sure, but as time goes on, each of us kind of take our own little liberties, and you evolve.
Okay, so last news story before we move on to the trailers.
Okay.
Marvel announced that the Captain America series is reverting back to its air quotes legacy numbering.
Yes, it's part of Marvel
and
Legacy
with a new creative team of Mark Waid and Chris Samney.
Yes, who we know from Daredevil.
Yes, this is a good quality team. I mean, Mark Waid he's an all-timer.
All reliable.
Yeah. So it's going to be, Steve Rogers as Cap, not evil Cap.
Yeah.
Cap. Are you reading Secret Empire?
No.
I'm not reading Secret Empire.
No. I don't want to have nothing to do with that.
But they said that their story is Cap goes on a road trip across the country to find America. At some point, he might bump into the Green Arrow and Green Lantern doing the same thing.
Superman is still walking across America.
The first couple issues of that, when Straczynski was doing it before he left it, really good.
Okay. Cap doesn't need to drive across America.
No, Cap knows America.
Cap is. I don't need to see Cap at the county fair to I don't know what America is. I don't need to see Cap at a NASCAR race to discover America.
Yeah,
because Cap is just a filthy coastal elite. You know that he's from New York. We can't trust him. I'm rolling my eyes right now.
Yeah,
I know. I don't need this story,
but you got two sides to this. You've got a really quality creative.
I
team.
like the team. It's Steve Rogers. Bring it back. Okay, you got me. I'm back in. I'm not sold on your premise, sir, but show me. Take me on the ride.
I was about to say, if you're not going to buy this and you stuck around for Remender's run. Yeah.
That was a hate purchase every week, man.
I don't get why you kept purchasing that.
I kept hoping it was going to turn. Never turned.
How many issues were in that run?
A lot.
Yeah. Here's another thing that I'm not crazy about. Legacy numbering.
Yeah.
Basically what you're doing is, hey, we've got some books that in the foreseeable future are going to hit 1,000.
Yeah.
And we can make that's a book we can sell for $10. Make it a giant size.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
But then again, keep in mind, that 1,000 is still 300 issues away from most cases.
Yeah.
So you got some years to get there. Slow down.
But you'd be surprised how quickly it comes up. They're doing the same thing with Spider-Man. I think he's in I think it's $7.95 or something like that.
We're going to sell that big 800 issue.
It's just...
I know.
It adds... First off, you're confusing new fans.
You are.
Just stay your course with the numbering.
Well, I'll tell you... Let me say this. I hear you. Revert it back, then stay the course. Never, ever renumber again. I don't want to see a number 1 unless it's for a new character ever again.
I would say don't revert back. If you get to a point where you cancel the series, if you restart it again, just restart at that numbering.
All right, that's fair.
So
you act like that's not going to happen.
Oh God, no. Because it's businessmen who are making the decisions. Board of trustees, not editors.
There's going to be 10 more number 1s, and they're going to renumber back to Legacy at least 10 more times. Don't worry.
So that's all the news stories per se that came, well, at least the ones we were interested in that came out of Comic-Con. Now we get to the heart of the matter. Trailers.
What we
so
really
many
care about.
trailers.
We have trailers to talk about.
So I'm going to start on the lower end of the spectrum where you have less interest.
And then
we're going to
we'll
work.
climb.
We're going to work through. So you could say we're going to start with the appetizers of the trailers and then move on to the main course.
All
So
right.
starting with the appetizer, we have a new trailer was released for Star Trek Discovery,
Okay.
the new series that will debut on CBS television proper and then air on CBS's streaming service. I like the idea of Star Trek back on television.
Keyword on television.
Yes. Everything I've seen of
I
this.
don't care about your streaming service, CBS.
Yeah. Everything I've seen of this, it just it doesn't feel like Star Trek. It doesn't feel, let me rephrase that.
Clarify.
It does not feel like Star Trek a television series. It feels like a Star Trek movie.
Okay.
Very bright
Okay.
and flashy, lots of action going on.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's kind of annoying me with not so much the first Abrams Star Trek, but the second Abrams Star Trek and this. Mm-hmm. The second Abrams Star Trek, the third Star Trek movie Beyond, and this is the technology seems more advanced in the past than it did in Next Generation. Now, granted, Next Generation, 90s design.
Yeah.
Whatnot, you're not going to see many wood panel control monitors if you were to design it today, but it just I like the cast is solid and the show runners have a Star Trek pedigree. It's just like I don't know.
I can be convinced, but telling me that it takes place 10 years before the original series, I'm willing to forgive some the technology stuff because, but it was 1960 whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get that.
I'll forgive a little bit. What I am a little puzzled by, have you seen the Klingons in this show?
The Klingons aren't even the thing that bothers me the
What the hell
most.
is going on there? They look nothing like the original Klingons, and they look nothing like the Klingons on the Next Generation.
I can't remember what was it. It was either in Next Generation or in an episode Deep Space Nine. Where Worf explained
they don't
that,
talk about it.
The race went through a massive evolution.
There was a virus. It's a virus that got out. And I get that. But this takes place 10 years before the original show. If anything, they should be guys kind of in black. We don't talk about, but they were kind of in blackface. Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
They were in tan face.
Tan face. Fair enough.
The Klingons weren't out there going, mammy, mammy.
No. They didn't have white gloves on and tap dancing, but
Wasn't too far off at the same time.
it was. They were pushing the edge, though. Anyway, but yeah, they look all weird, and I would have go with one or the other. Like, give me the Next Generation ones or something, or just try and find a way to make the original designs work. But this whole new trip is it's bizarre. It's really out there. So yeah, sure. This takes place 10 years before the originals, huh? Okay. The aliens look different. How come?
Yeah, I want my Star Trek on TV to be about explorations and concepts and philosophies.
Well, that's not to
we've
say
gotten,
this can't. That's not to say this
no,
won't be.
That's true, but they're just kind of shoving all the action up front.
Well, that's what we've seen so far. I mean, that's how they get you with the trailer.
Yeah, all right, okay. But I'm
case
not
in
going
point, slight spoiler for you. The title of the movie is War for the Planet of the Apes, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of war in it.
Or just because skirmishes for Planet of the Apes didn't roll off.
Let's just say 95% of the movie ain't war.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Maybe they're giving you the sizzle reel with Trek now, and then once you get into the episodes, it's not all action and base explosions. It's talking and stuff.
Yeah.
Space diplomacy. What we came here for.
Yeah. Okay. I would say I would give it a shot, but I'm not going to.
I'm not paying for it.
I'm not going to subscribe to CBS's streaming service, which I think is ultimately going to be the death of this series.
Yes. No one's going to... Dude, no.
CBS just doesn't understand what their demographic is. It's not people who subscribe to streaming services.
No. It's grandma and grandpa.
Yeah. Grandma and grandpa,
They don't really care what the shows are as long as they're nice and simple and spell it out for you real clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next trailer, one of the really anticipated trailers of the Comic-Con was for Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One, which is based on the Ernest Cline novel that came out in 2011. Now, I've never read the book.
Nor I.
But I've heard nothing but great things about the book. I've heard if you like pop culture stuff and things like that, you would love the book.
Okay.
And then watching the trailer, I was like, wow. This is like... It reminded... There's two things it reminded me of. And not necessarily in storytelling, but in feel. Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Wreck-It Ralph. Because you have like all these...
I get that.
Characters and pop culture icons like being just colliding.
Yeah, I could see that.
Get the Iron Giant.
That I liked. That because man. That I like because the Iron Giant does not get nearly enough love.
Yeah.
Those that love it, you guys know. You're cool. You're one of the cool people.
You can watch that movie without crying. You have no soul.
That's right. But the rest of it to me just looked like computer action schlock.
Well, apparently
with a DeLorean I saw in a shot.
Well, apparently because like that's again, I don't know what the story is. The trailer has
all in VR, so they have it. Great, you have a convenient excuse for your dodgy CGI. Great.
It's also a ways off from release, so there's some polishing to be done.
That's fair. I'm being very cynical on it.
The trailer has... No, I understand your cynicism on it because it's an example of what you've mentioned before about the things that you used to love from yesterday not being what they are anymore, like turning into different things.
Like the DeLorean. Remember the DeLorean? Yes, Ready Player One, I do. You know what I'd really be cool? Maybe a new Back to the Future movie. I don't know. Maybe. Marty's kids? Something? I don't know. But don't just shove it in here and like, hey, remember? Yes, I do.
I would... The trailer has me interested enough to try reading the book.
Okay. Well, if it's cool, it's cool. I'm not gonna totally poo-poo it. As a trailer for a movie, it just looks like another CGI action fest to me, with some nostalgia sprinkled in.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, first off, it's Spielberg.
You know, that's not getting me in the door anymore. I'm sorry, and I say that as someone who loves a lot of his movies. But what's he done lately that really transcended and made you go like, oh, Spielberg?
Well, Spielberg goes through phases. Like he went through his his initial, kind of discovering what kind of filmmaker he is with,
like Jaws,
Close Encounters,
Close Encounters.
Jaws. Then I think Raiders is kind of the start of his, family friendly phase.
Whoa.
Well,
Raiders?
I mean, still compared to like,
Temple of Doom. Guy got his heart ripped out, man.
Well, he didn't have to
for
live
the
long
kids.
after it. For the kids.
The kids love it.
Hey, we were kids watching that scene. We loved it.
We were actually.
Come on.
It was awesome.
Like. So, but there was like kind of that whole, Indiana Jones, Hook, E.T.,
Yeah.
And then he stopped and said, I want to make movies now that I want to make. Then we got like Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan.
Don't forget about
Amistad. And I think now he's just kind of finding... Maybe he's finding a new phase.
Last 10, 15 years, I feel like he's just kind of been... We got like AI, which was a mixed bag.
Well, AI wasn't 100% him because he was taking over for Kubrick.
Yeah.
That was originally a Stanley Kubrick film. And that was,
Yeah, I guess.
It's still Spielberg, man.
Crystal Skull. Oh, you know.
No one's perfect.
No, we are not.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm not on. We'll see.
Yeah, it's like we have no idea what the story of this film is, so it's hard to judge what it is.
Yeah. We'll see. We will see what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so next trailer we have up. As soon as I get back to my notes,
Show notes, folks.
is once again dipping into the Grant Morrison pool. We got a little teaser for Happy.
A teaser. Yes.
This is a very brief teaser, but seems right.
It feels pretty on the nose.
I would definitely recommend go out, pick up a copy of Happy, and trade.
Yeah, the thing with Happy, I totally recommend it, but I hope people don't think that like that's the kind of stuff Grant Morrison normally does. Like,
Yeah, that's like light for Morrison.
well, what I mean by that is like Grant Morrison doesn't usually write really graphic, violent and vulgar kind of work.
Yeah.
And Happy's very vulgar and graphic and violent.
Yes.
But he was doing a pastiche of Garth Ennis and like Greg Rucka and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why to me it was that much more brilliant because like he's riffing on other stuff. Yeah. So if you're gonna read Happy, just know that like Happy's awesome, but it's also a riff on other authors that I recommend you read as well. So by all means, read you some Garth Ennis and some Greg Rucka and whatnot. So anyway, it looks cool. Patton Oswalt, he replaced
Bobby
the previous
Moynihan.
as the voice of Happy.
Sure.
Interesting.
I would be good with either one of those doing the voice of the...
I'm very okay with Patton Oswalt. He's got all the geek cred in the world, and he's got a cool voice. So, yay. Let's go.
Now we get to the main course of the trailers, the entrees, if you will. And we start with some things.
How do you want to...
Stranger
I see what you're going.
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, remember what I said about Ready Player One going like, member? Stranger Things does that too, but Stranger Things makes it so awesome.
Well, I think Stranger Things, again, we don't know what the story of Ready Player One is, and Stranger Things actually takes place in the time.
It sure does.
All this stuff happened.
Just shoot it into my veins.
Yeah.
That trailer was amazing.
Really freaking incredible.
And not just the nostalgia that I'm saying looks amazing. The trailer looks amazing.
Yeah.
They are taking this thing into a much bigger and crazier direction, and I am like on pins and needles. I want all of this.
Have you heard any announcement of episode count?
No. I'm going to guess it's going to be similar 8 to 10 maybe that the first season was. I would hope they don't go overboard.
I hope they stay with the 8 episode count.
Yeah.
Don't try and push it for 13 because that story just fit into those 8 episodes perfectly.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. The Ghostbusters trap. We got shaking and like there's something actually in it.
There's an arcade with era appropriate video games.
Yep.
And the Upside Down comes back, but there's a giant monster in the sky. What is happening?
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Then 11 showed up at the end. And I was just like, she's alive! Oh, dude.
Did you hear what?
Looks so cool.
Did you hear what went on at the panel?
No.
The first person to ask a question was the actress who played Barb.
I love that.
That's great.
They said there's going to be justice for Barb. I'm happy about that. The producers are aware that Barb totally got the short end of the stick, and she will be avenged.
Yeah.
Good.
Barb is the Boba Fett of Stranger Things.
Here's the thing, though. She's a Boba Fett that we can actually relate to, and that's why she's popular. Boba Fett had a cool costume and nothing else. People, because I've noticed this online. Remember when when Stranger Things first came out? I have a hot take on Barb here. Okay. When Stranger Things first came out, and that whole Justice for Barb thing became like a meme on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, now a year removed. Now the backlash has struck, and now everyone's like, "I don't stupid Justice for Barb people. I don't get it. She did nothing. She's pointless. Dude.
She was a character who
Here's
served her
why
purpose.
she resonated. Because we are Barb. We are the pointless losers who have the hot friend who goes to the party to get it on with the dude or the chick, and we're the geeky friend going like, I can do cool stuff too. Oh no, I'm Barb. I was the awkward teenager who never felt like I fit in anywhere, and then they killed her unceremoniously. That's why people latched onto her and why she was popular, because we felt for her, and they totally forgot about her. Oh, the Will Breyer kid is missing. Hey, what about Barb? No one cares about Barb. Okay, she's missing too. No one cares.
I mean,
So anyway, justice for Barb. I'm on Team Barb, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was the sexy teenager who always got invited to parties, and I was a bounty hunter at the same time. So I relate to both Barb and Boba Fett.
Wow, what a life you lived.
You know what? Yes.
That's awesome.
Dog the bounty hunter ain't got duty on me.
Anyway, I see what you did there.
Yeah. So yeah, Stranger Things 2, give it to us now. We're excited.
Oh god,
Very
it
good
looks
trailer.
amazing. Can't wait.
Next
Cannot
trailer.
wait. Yeah.
One can argue a slight dip in quality.
Oh,
but
wait,
I would say an uptick.
Which direction we going? Because we have
if I say
three more to talk about, right? Yeah, we do.
3 more. Yeah.
Okay.
So slight dip in quality here, but I would say an uptick from the last stuff we saw. We got a new Justice League trailer.
Okay. I see what you're doing here. Okay.
This Justice League trailer, I'll say it off the bat, looks better than anything of Justice League we've seen. We are clearly seeing the Whedon effect starting to influence. I'm at a point where I would go see this in theaters. The Flash is terrible. And
God.
He was the worst thing in the trailer. And I hate, it's a nitpicky thing. It's a geeky nitpicky thing. I hate that when he runs, all the energy around him is blue.
Yeah, that's canonically
Should be
wrong.
yellow.
It should be yellow. You heard the reports about that, right?
Yes.
The Whedon effect? The reshoots?
The reshoots have become exceedingly much more extensive.
Didn't I tell you?
But you know what?
They're just...
I'm not taking this as a thing that we can kind of throw on the dumpster fire. I'm taking this as they're trying to fix it.
They are.
They're trying to make it good.
That's fine.
And I'm behind that.
I want it to be good. I just find it hilarious that they're just like, Zach's going, here, Joss, just remake the movie. Just remake it.
Just hurry up and
fix it.
But Superman has a mustache. We'll fix it in post.
Can you believe that story?
That's crazy. That's messed up. But that's
amazing
that's
to
like,
me.
That is the most Hollywood story.
He's contractually obligated to have the mustache in Mission Impossible.
And have you seen the mustache?
Oh, it's
a good. That's Tom Selleck.
I was gonna say
mustache.
it's Selleck-esque.
Yeah.
I would
Magnum PI. That's the next movie you do.
Yes,
Magnum PI.
make this happen, Hollywood. I would kill for that mustache. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
So let me ask you this: separate everything.
Yeah.
Like the stories, what's come before it. Just take the trailer for what is. If this was the first thing you saw of it, what would you think?
I don't know, because I can't separate it. Because
I know it's tough.
Here's why it's tough. In the trailer, they're talking about Superman. And what did they say about Superman? He was a beacon of hope, and he showed people the best parts of themselves. Not in your movies, he didn't! What movies are you watching, Bruce?
I think they're talking about the space of time after the neck breaking and
Holy God.
before the death.
And you only spent a whole movie trying to kill the guy. Holy crap.
They've shown...
As soon as I heard that in that trailer, I was just like, all right, what do you... I know what you want to do here, but you haven't earned that. You haven't earned that.
They're trying to fix it. And I can respect that.
Show your work, I say.
No, I understand that. I'm behind that statement 100%.
And then the Flash shows up.
Yeah.
All right.
That's not the Flash.
His costume,
Grant Gustin is the Flash.
his costume is already a disaster.
It's terrible.
It's a visual abortion. It is horrible. Add to that, I really don't like that actor playing him. I'm basing that on nothing else except because I don't even know who he is. All I know is what I've seen in the Justice League trailers and the footage. I hate him.
I don't like the performance he's giving.
Oh, God, it's
got
bad.
Nothing personal against the individual.
No, I don't want him to die or anything. I'm just
really. Come on, Drew.
No, I'm not totally cruel. Just mostly. He's not okay. Who? Let's see. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's still on my death watch list. Anyway, no forgiveness.
Hashtag.
That's hashtag not my commander. But God, I hate him in these trailers. I loathe him.
Really terrible.
He looks terrible. His performance is terrible. This is the Flash they're going with?
If you told
me why?
If you told me we're doing Wally West's Flash, I'd be like, I'd make it better. Not good, but better.
Better.
But you're telling me this is Barry Allen?
Yeah. No. Get out of here with that.
So much no.
So ultimately with this Justice... so the trailer didn't even... Who's the bad guy?
Steppenwolf.
I know that, but did they kind of like set that... Like, did the trailer establish that?
They showed the boom tube and he came in. They didn't have like a... You saw him in action, but there wasn't like a pullback, full-on reveal of him.
Yeah, I feel like the threat is still nebulous in this movie. I don't know what they're up against exactly.
Well, they show the boom tube, which was cool.
Yeah. And Parademons are flying around.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the precursor to Darkseid.
I guess
they're not going to burn Darkseid in the first film, which I like.
I guess. I don't know.
I noticed
Cyborg is awful.
Cyborg, he looked better than the previous trailer. It looks like the visual effects have been polished up a little bit more.
A little bit.
He looks like, as far as the design, he looks like he does in the comics.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
he's still not a leaguer. I'm sorry. He's not a leaguer. Things I liked. I'm poo-pooing here, so
yeah. Give us what you like.
Things I liked.
Give us the two things you liked.
Interesting. It actually
the
is.
The fact that the trailer ended.
No, it's like two things. It's literally two things. First thing, boy, I have a feeling they cut that trailer like last week.
Probably.
Night before. Here's why you want to know I think that. Because it starts and is very heavy on Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Go figure.
Yeah.
People like her. Recut the trailer.
Every time you go into that voice, I hear you doing your Braun Strowman. I'm not done with you.
It's kind of like that. Kicks in the door. Recut the trailer. Whoa. All right. More Wonder Woman. Okay.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No,
like if you're playing to your strength.
Again, I said it's one of the things I liked about it.
Yeah,
Wow, they're steering into it. Good. Okay, cool. Second thing I liked about it, if for no other reason, I just never expected it to happen. They mentioned lanterns.
Yeah.
Huh. How do you like that?
I like that very much because Green Lantern is like my second favorite DC character.
I'm surprised they put that in there.
Yeah.
And in the trailer.
There's still the rumor that a Green Lantern, they say a Green Lantern is going to show up in the movie. You know what you do? You make that Green Lantern Abin Sur. And he dies at the end of the movie. And the ring goes to find someone else.
Look at you. Okay. Get behind that. Yeah. Interesting. And did we get any glimpses of Superman in this movie? It's like the worst kept secret in the world that he's in it.
I don't think they're trying to keep it a secret. I think they're just like they're saving stuff.
All right.
In extremely uncharacteristic fashion. They are not giving us the entire. They learned their lesson with the Batman versus Superman trailers.
Okay. Fair enough.
They gave the entire movie in the second trailer that came out for that movie.
Yeah.
Beat for beat.
All 3.5 hours of it. They gave
yep.
All
at once.
All at once.
All for you.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see how all that goes.
So yeah,
it's still weird
There's-
seeing J.K. Simmons with a bushy mustache pretending he's Commissioner Gordon when we all know that he's actually J. Jonah Jameson.
it's good to see you back in the mustache, though. But yeah, I'll say this: DC Cinematic Universe trending up, not skyrocketing up,
All right.
but trending up. Which, given where they've been,
That's an improvement.
they're making an effort to fix it. And we've said before, we want these movies to be good. I can't crap on them for making an effort to make them better.
I want them to be good. I want them to be better. And if they're trying to get better, good.
Yeah.
I will miss making fun of them, though. I'm not going to lie.
Don't worry. We'll have stuff to
Okay, as long as there's still stuff I can make fun of.
There's Hollywood.
Dr.
will not
Doom.
fail us. Yeah. There's still Fox. There's still Fox.
This Dark Phoenix saga movie.
Oh, jeez. No one's going to care. Okay, so 2 trailers left.
Yes.
Going back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we got a new trailer for Thor Ragnarok.
Oh my God! Did we get a new trailer for Thor?
Can I
Ragnarok?
just say?
Yeah. Get it out of the way.
Finally, the Hulk
wow!
is talking.
Wow. We said stuff.
He's had 2 words.
Hulk smash. Puny God.
He didn't even say. When did he say Hulk smash?
In the Incredible Hulk movie.
Oh, okay.
So we all forget about that one.
Yeah. Well,
whatever happened to the Abomination? I don't know.
And not for nothing, I really like that Hulk movie.
It's pretty good.
Hulk movie.
Whatever happened to the leader? I don't know. We got to revisit these threads, Marvel. Don't forget about that movie. This trailer is everything, and I want it now, and I want to have its baby.
Okay, so we have Drew's thoughts.
I was not ready for that trailer. The last one was cool. We saw, he's a friend from work. Oh yeah. We loved all that.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, you like that, huh? Here. Okay. It's bananas.
It's pretty crazy. For me, it didn't feel too dissimilar from the previous trailer. There's just kind of more of it. I'm excited about the movie. I want to see it. Little too sci-fi for Thor, in my opinion.
That's going to happen.
Can we de-Rostify him by 10%? Can we do that? That's like literally, it's like, you know how I've always said with Thor Dark World had like 2 jokes too many?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
but that's what you're going to get when you marry Thor with Planet Hulk.
I know.
You're kind of part of the deal, and you still get Hela and all her business and stuff, and that's awesome. By the way, just seeing the headdress in full motion is like epic, epic stuff. And Loki's got Loki back, and everyone loves Loki.
I like Loki better as a bad guy.
But it's not going to be a civil team up. He's going to be. But he's going to.
The past 2 movies he's appeared in, he's a good guy. For all intents and purposes, this movie and the last Thor movie.
Good guy. I mean, air quotes. He's going to stab Thor in the back at some point, figuratively or literally.
Yeah.
But Hiddleston's so good. I don't care. Just do Loki stuff.
Yeah,
I love it. Goldblum.
Did you see the poster, the corrected poster with Jeff Goldblum's face on all the characters?
I did. That poster, by the way.
It's great design.
God, it's gorgeous. I want that on my wall. It is beautiful. That poster is amazing. Color. So much color. I love it.
It's like 5% less color.
No, stop that. No. I
don't want to see spots in my eyes after I've just watched the Marvel trailer.
I'm fine with this. Go back to the Murderverse with your desaturated colors.
I don't want it to look like DC. Just tick.
No,
just like tick less.
No.
If the color's at 11, just take it to 10.
No, I'm at 11. I'm very okay with 11 right now. This is all good. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
And right when I thought, like, this is awesome. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Then Hulk and Thor have a little chat.
Yep.
Oh my god. What is that? Did you see Hulk's haircut?
Yep.
He's getting fine barber treatment up on that Hulk, on the Planet Hulk there.
He's got from what I saw, he's got the ripped purple pants.
Sure he does.
Would like to see him have just a little bit bushier hair. Get back to that like classic like 70s, 80s Hulk look.
I'm liking this crew cut Hulk.
I'm not saying it's bad. No, it looks insane.
I
Just
can't believe
so
it.
crazy.
It looks bonkers. Like, yes to all of this.
Yeah. So now I forgot we actually have two more. One that was not technically released, but we saw very grainy bootleg footage of the Avengers Infinity War footage.
It's out there if you want it, folks. You just got to know where to look.
Yep. I know where to hold them, know where to fold them.
Even in its grainy phone in a pocket state.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All of this.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ready for this.
Yeah, and it was from what we read the last episode, the description of the D23 footage and what we saw, I think it was the same footage. Looks like Peter took Tony up on that Spider-Man suit.
Willingly or not.
Fortunately.
Hey, look, when you're going to go up against Thanos, the tights might not be enough.
And I get that, but in that case, just make it the Iron Spider from the comics.
I know.
Just do that.
Got to sell a new toy, though, Carl. Come on.
Well, you could sell a toy of the Stark Spider-Man.
We've already got that toy. We got a new toy now with spider suspenders.
You got so mad at me for saying that, too, because you thought I was digging on it. I was like, dude, I'm just making an observation. I know they're spider legs, but in this particular shot, it looks like suspenders.
They do kind of look like suspenders.
Old McSpidey had a farm.
Did you see the spider sense?
Moving along.
Here's why, in a way, I'm actually glad I watched the bootleg footage and not like an official version, because I hearing the audience reaction to stuff that was happening.
Yeah, that's a really
it's
cool
infectious.
Yeah.
So when they showed Peter's arm and his hair stood up and his eyes light up, as in like spider sense, hello, and the crowd went nuts, and I was just like, oh, woo, they're doing it, they're doing the thing.
Yeah.
And then like all of it. See, just the visual. It's so weird that Marvel's managed to do this. Like they've curated two very distinct universes with Guardians and Avengers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Just seeing Tony Stark standing next to Gamora is like, whoa.
Yeah, and you think we'd be used to that by now?
No.
Nope. Just getting better. What do you think of new look Thanos?
I can learn.
That's, folks, that what Drew was saying is that he doesn't like it, but he doesn't want to admit not liking something that Marvel is doing. That's not Iron Fist.
I question why they're doing it.
It's like
why?
He kind of looks like Thanos did at the end of Infinity Gauntlet.
Like, yeah, what's the point? Like, you already have in Avengers and in Guardians, like he was rocking the outfit.
He looks like Thanos.
All right,
classic Jim Steranko Thanos.
Okay, we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
It's whatever. We'll see what happens. He's still got the curly chin, and he's got the gauntlet, and that's
got the gauntlet.
Really all you need.
Most important thing. Did you see the poster?
Yes.
The full poster.
Yes.
Someone...
Did they Goldblum that too?
No, they didn't Goldblum it, but someone zoomed in on Cap.
Yeah.
He's got the beard.
The beard.
And they put a patch over his eye. So now it looks like Snake. I was like, oh, God, make that movie, please. Someone get Chris Evans to play Snake.
Oh, man. That'd be cool. Cap beard.
Cap beard.
It's amazing what a simple visual thing like that does. I mean, you see it, you're just like, oh, he's got a beard. Like, it's so stupid. Like, Cap has a beard. Whatever, right? Like, on the surface, you're like, whatever. Then you see it, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Like, it flows so gracefully.
Like, because like, the imagery and like what you've seen for the last little while. So when they show this new twist, it just, your brain like implodes on itself. Like, wait a minute, it's different.
It's Bart, and he's doing stuff.
Kind of like that. Oh my God, it looked incredible.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been there to see it.
I can't wait to see. Like, I hope they do an official release soon, and just to see it.
I really get this feeling like there's going to be changes coming out of this movie, and I don't know that we're ready for it. Then again, having said that,
think we're going to be ugly crying in the theater at one point.
I'll tell you what, after all the build, this is the build. Okay,
Yeah.
This has been the long game. There's got to be stakes.
Yeah.
There has to be stakes.
Yeah, there's got to be.
You've got to pay this off.
Yeah.
And that might mean loss. But Marvel does play it fairly safe. Like, they wouldn't even kill Rhodey in Civil War. Like, he survived that little, incident.
Yeah, even though he's dead in the comics now, but
Yeah, well, he'll get better. They all do.
they'll fix it.
Yeah.
They fix everything.
Just, yeah, you got it. There's going to have to be major repercussions. There has to be.
Yep.
And then you're going to set up your new status quo, which apparently is going to revolve around Spider-Man, from what Kevin Feige's saying. So, okay, let's do it. But oh my God, let's get through Infinity War first, because
Yeah.
wowzers, wow,
Gonna be cray.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be, as the kids say, lit AF.
Yeah. The kids. They say a lot of things.
Kids say stuff.
Kids say the darndest things.
They sure do.
All right. This brings us to the most show relevant trailer
Oh, we're gonna anyway. Okay,
of. Well, we kind of have to. Dude, what's our show based on?
I hear you. I'm with you.
We got a new Defenders trailer.
Yes, we did.
It looks really good.
It does. And I don't totally hate Danny Rand in it either.
No, I think they're going to be doing a lot of fixing.
Well, I think
I don't expect him to be 100% fixed because they were near the end of shooting this when Iron Fist hit.
But I think Luke Cage is going to give him all the reactions that we had. So he's going to make a jerk of himself, and Luke's going to be like, "No, Danny, no.
Yeah.
We are Luke Cage," is what I'm saying.
Yeah. You know who I think the surprise joy of this series is going to be? Jessica Jones.
You think?
I honestly think Jessica Jones is going to steal the series.
Her cynical attitude now rubbing up against these other guys is going to be something to watch for sure.
Yeah. So
looking forward to it.
we get some full-on Elektra
Yeah.
in hand mode,
Yeah.
more or less. We get some Sigourney Weaver, who looks friggin' incredible as the villain, whoever the villain is.
By all accounts, by the way, for people that saw more, like the first episodes are out, she's fantastic. Apparently, everyone's saying she's amazing.
Sigourney Weaver.
I watched Aliens the other night, dude. Don't gotta tell me.
Yeah. It looks really good. I'm really, really excited for it.
It's in a smaller scale, Avengers-y way. This is the build.
Yeah.
We're here.
And they've officially announced that Iron Fist is indeed getting a second season.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hashtag fix it.
Well, hashtag they got a new showrunner.
Yes. But did you hear who the showrunner is?
No.
He's the guy who did Elektra, the movie.
Oh no.
Beta.
Oh no. Marvel. No.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's done some things since then.
I hope so. Better things.
And hopefully he, can put together some better fight scenes.
Get a better fight choreographer, and for God's sake, get someone to teach Finn Jones how not to be insufferable and terrible.
Yeah.
And get the man a costume.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I'm really, really hoping. I know the producer said it wasn't going to happen, but I'm hoping they're just kind of trying to throw us off the path. I hope we get Iron Fist in costume. At least mask.
Yeah, at the very least. Or
of all the Defenders, he has the most reason to be in costume. Because, yes, Matt Murdock has an identity to protect, but Danny Rand is this big public personality who's got a big identity.
just give him a green tracksuit and I'm happy, for God's sake. Just Put something on him that's green and yellow.
But no, everything we saw looks great. Stick. Being Stick.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
They better explain how Luke gets out of jail.
I'm sure they will.
Number one. Is this the last hurrah for Rosario Dawson? I think it is. I think she's gone after this.
Gone as in like leaving series, or gone as in characters dead?
Gone as in leaving. She is leaving the Marvel stuff. She's done.
Well, are you referring to her being cast in the New Mutants movie? Because she is no longer cast in that.
No, I think she has said Claire is not showing up anymore in stuff. So this might be the last we see of Claire for a while. I hope that doesn't bode poorly for her character's fate.
Like you said with Avengers, there's got to be...
Yeah, not Claire though, man. I can't handle it.
It's okay.
Kill Danny.
That would not make Iron Fist season 2. I mean, I know it's a mantle and a title and everything.
They can go back. Do the one. What's his name? Orson Randall. He was cool.
So yeah. Misty's in it.
Yeah. Get her and Colleen together. Daughters of the Dragon, man. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm all in. Bring it on. We are weeks away.
Weeks. 2 weeks and change.
All right, let's do this.
So we got 2 more, episodes, one-off episodes to do. Then we get into Defenders.
Yes. There is something else that they showed that we can't talk about because I didn't see it.
What?
Punisher footage.
Are you talking about like what was shown at the panel or the tail end of that Defenders teaser?
The panel.
Okay, yeah.
They actually showed footage from the show, and we can't talk. I didn't see it. I don't know what happened.
You saw the little teaser though, right? With Stan Lee narrating.
No,
you didn't see that. No. All right, I'll show it to you afterwards.
Punisher in it.
I'll show it to you afterwards.
Okay. All right.
That wraps up this year's Comic-Con. Overall,
Comic-Con.
How would you rate this Comic-Con?
Little. I'd like some more comics in my Comic-Con, please.
I think we all would.
That aside, I don't know if there were any real major surprises.
It seems like
they're kind of on autopilot now.
It seems like all the comic stuff, big announcements and whatnot, happened Friday night, and then they just kind of get out of the way for
Hollywood
on Saturday.
It's good. It was fun. We got some new cool stuff. It's good. It's cute. Honestly, dude, the Thor trailer made my I went nuts for that trailer. I was did.
Really surprised no Black Panther trailer.
Yeah,
really surprised me.
When does that come out again? After Thor, right?
Yes.
Then that's probably why.
That's their May film, I believe.
I will say this about Black Panther though: everything I see from it looks better and better.
Yeah.
I'll listen to pictures and like Entertainment Weekly or whatever. Yep. Oh my god! It just looks. That poster is super awesome. Man, they're embracing a color palette.
Yeah.
DC. Mm-hmm. See, you don't have to turn the saturation knob down, buddy. Turn it up. You don't necessarily have to
turn the saturation down a little bit. Because Black Panther is embracing a color palette. Thor is taking all the colors.
I'm okay with it. This all looks good. It all looks awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, Marvel, because I can feel the big stuff coming.
Yes. So that wraps it up for us this week. Next week, preview for next week's episode, we will have a guest on. We're going to talk a little gaming, and we're going to be doing a little retro review of Daredevil of sorts, and should be a good episode.
They're always a good episode, Carl.
Well, I know. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to reach out to us, make some comments on the show, suggestions, ask us any questions that will get read on the show, you can find us on Twitter at Devils Do Pod. You can go to facebook.com/DevilsDoPod. You can email us at thedevilsdopod@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, thedevilsdopodcast.com, for all this great stuff that you can listen to in your ears.
As opposed to their eyes.
True. Maybe we should move into like streaming as we're recording.
No. No.
It's-
No.
All right, you folks. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it. Court is adjourned.